This segment summarizes the client checklist. This is a checklist everyone must complete whose purpose is to make sure you are aware of certain matters and that you acknowledge your understanding and agreement. Item 1 essentially states you are only engaging us for a revocable living trust and no other estate planning advice or legal services, and that once your trust, restatement, or amendment is completed, we have concluded all matters that you have currently engaged us for. Item 2 warns you not to confuse probate fees with estate taxes, and though a living trust can avoid probate, it cannot avoid death and estate taxes. Currently, each U.S. resident can pass almost $12 million federal estate tax free, but this will fall to around $6 million in 2026. If you anticipate that your estate will exceed the amount you can pass tax-free, you should seek additional legal advice on potential advanced estate planning strategies. Item 3 essentially reminds you that even with a living trust, it is still important to seek legal, financial, and tax advice shortly after anyone dies. Item 4 reminds you that you can revoke or amend your trust any time, but that any amendment must be properly worded while also observing the necessary formalities, which is why we strongly advise using our office or any competent attorney. Item 5 reminds you of your responsibility to make sure your current and future assets are titled in the name of your living trust, that is, if you want the trust to pass the asset. Qualified retirement plans, however, should not be titled in the trust, but instead, you should designate pay on death beneficiaries. Item 6 reminds you that changing, acquiring, or disposing of assets is not considered, nor does it generally require an amendment, unless you have disposed or changed an asset that your trust specifically earmarked to go to someone. Item 7 warns that a gift to any person functioning in a caretaking role can be invalidated unless you obtain a certificate of independent review. This law is designed to help protect dependent adults from fraud, duress, or undue influence from caretakers. Item 8 reminds you we are not a title company or in the business of guaranteeing title or clearing up title issues. We also remind you to double-check that your title insurance extends to your trust, though in 35 years we have never once encountered this as a problem. Item 9 reminds you that we do not ever keep or maintain the originals of any trust, amendments, or other paperwork, and that this is always in the possession of the client. As such, we strongly advise taking steps to safekeep and back up your documents. If necessary, we can usually reproduce your trust and other documents from our electronic copies, but we do charge for this. Item 10 essentially reminds everyone that it is prudent and advisable to periodically review your trust and estate plan, and especially upon any major change in circumstances or marital status. Item 11 discusses our charges for any time or services that we are asked for, or somehow required to respond to, in the future. Item 12 essentially reminds you of the importance of keeping your contact information up to date in case we need to contact you.